Hi there. I hope that you're well again this week. So before we proceed, let's revisit where we've been. In the first module, we discussed the syllabus as a whole, and we clarified my hopes for this virtual classroom as a space of charity. Then I interpreted faith for us as a blend of intellectual assent and emotional or relational trust using Brian Gerish's and Don Frisk's definitions. Thereafter, in Module 2, we undertook to define theology as a pilgrimage where believers use scripture and tradition to act in just and compassionate ways. We examined that thesis by reading through 3/4 of Augustine's On Christian Doctrine and tying his ideas together with Charles Fencham's concepts of perichoretic, monastic pilgrim steward leadership within the church. Lastly, in the module just before this one, we examined the identity of God the Father and claimed, via the Council of Chalcedon, Karl Barth, and Don Frisk, that God is the world's creator and ruler and is fully expressed in Jesus the Christ. Barth and Frisk in particular allowed us to go in depth on God's various attributes and his expressions of compassion. After all that, in this module, we'll investigate the concept of revelation, the way that God communicates God's self to human beings. My thesis for this module may sound deceptively simple. It is this: God discloses God's self to humankind and within creation through vulnerability. I was going to say weakness, the way that Paul does in 2 Corinthians 12. But vulnerability is better for our purposes because it conveys a wider range of meaning than simply physical health. In this case, we have 2 clear goals, and so 2 more videos after this one. So this will be a slightly shorter module than usual. First, immediately after this, I'd like you to interpret Don Frisk's concepts of revelation in his 2nd chapter of the book Covenant Affirmations. Second, I want you to turn Frisk's ideas of revelation on their heads when you analyze a chapter of Kwok Postcolonial Imagination and Feminist Theology. Kwok is a must-read of current feminist theologies. She's great. In light of these 2 goals, you'll have 2 brief assignments for this module for this week. First, please write me a 300-word discussion post and a 100-word reply to a classmate's post concerning both Barth and Kwok. Second, please write me a 250-word discussion post concerning Frisk's idea of revelation, both saying what Frisk says and applying his concept to your own experiences, and a 100-word reply to a classmate's post on the same things. I'm happy to talk more about those at the end of this module. In light of all that, whenever you are ready, steady, go.